gonna be recorded, bro. I'm putting this on YouTube and everything. So I hope you got some time today, or right now at least. At least
a little bit.
a little, at just a little bit right now. All right. All right. So
Yeah,
look.
I'm out here walking my son and my dog, man. I hear
Already.
wind noise every now and then.
Already, man. Right now, y'all. Hold on. Let me get my little intro out. It's Culley, man. Y'all tap in. I got one of the legendary Wrecker Mike out here, man, from Denton, Texas, man. Cold, spitter, lyrical, everything you need. Y'all go check out his old work, new work, everything, man. Wrecker Mike, I appreciate you hitting me up, man. Let's chop it up, bro.
Already.
I'm a kind of piggyback this off, the Hustlers podcast, the Hustlers Resource podcast. Shout out to Rick Govan. Shout out to their whole movement. They got a lot going. Y'all go tap in. Right now we're just talking about the Denton scene and Denton hip hop. Rick and Mike, I want to first ask you. Of course, you heard the 940 song by J-Ro, right?
Yeah, I was on the first one that I'm from Denton, and then he redid it or reimagined it, like a more modern, more current, and shot the video with it, which was real thorough. Yeah.
Okay, so you were on the original version.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did Woe reached out to you, or did you reach out and was like, man, I want to get on that?
On the original one, we were working closely. That was around the time when Big Trey had the studio rolling out the garage. So I could have been there when he was putting the concept together. But, we were on each other's songs at the time, so I really don't remember. But we were collaborating closely around that time anyway.
Okay. Now, when you seen the video, the Woe put the video out, dope song, it did numbers. What was your personal thoughts about it and feelings,
I thought it was dope. I always like, in hip hop, I always like posse cuts where you have multiple people on the song. You know what I mean? And it showcases different styles and stuff like that. We used to do that a lot back in the day, back before industry standard, became 3 minutes 45 seconds, and then it became 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So songs used to be a lot longer, man. Back in my day when I first started out. So,
absolutely. Yeah.
Woe's visuals are always on point, man. He got the highest quality
videos.
Videos and stuff out there. So
yeah,
it was a real good look, especially like with the drones and stuff flying over Fred Moore. Like that's chef's kiss, man. That's beautiful to see.
Was there anybody in Denton that you would have personally would want to seen on that song? Is there anybody you was like, man, I wish they would have put bro on there?
There's a lot of different people that I think could have been on the song, but at the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, like there's probably different things to consider whenever he's reaching out to different people.
Right.
I want to say he talked to me about the song originally too, but it was that I forgot that dude's name, man. But I'm in love with the Coco was the instrumental, or a beat was made to make it sound like it. I don't recall. I want to say he reached out to me on that song, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
But at the time, I wasn't rapping anymore. I dropped my last project in 2012, and I wasn't paying as much attention to what was going on in the scene after like 2014.
Oh, okay.
So anything that came probably like 2015, 2016 or after, I was late to the party for. I really took a back seat, and it wasn't until AV really started building up his momentum and started collaborating. It was around the backpack trap music when I tapped in with AV. And then we worked on the rollout for Bunker 101.
I remember that. Let me ask you this, Rick.
In a consultative way, but for that song, to your original question, man, I think AD was locked up. He was on the original song. Young Jay was on the original song. He wasn't making music.
No.
Hub wasn't making music. Shag was, out on the road. I don't know if he had passed yet. I'm foggy on the timeline of when that song came. But I mean, there was probably like a lot of young people that really didn't have a buzz yet. Like the whole Fab Deuce crew. I don't think J. Will ever really worked with them too closely to reach out to a lot of the Gitmo roster. I think he kept it mostly SED.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I understand that. And they were saying, and I could definitely agree as far as Woe setting the standard on videos, because when he started dropping videos, he definitely set the standard on that. He was like one of the first ones to start actually putting visuals out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
consistently, bro.
I think I might have been the first with a video out for People the Way I Strut. We shot that in 2008. It dropped in early 2009.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good for the time, but it wasn't an HD camera. He had like was it a red lens, blue lens, something like that? Red lens, I think, is the type of camera.
Yeah. Hey, Ray. Okay, so let me ask you, like back when y'all were rapping, bro, was there what was stopping y'all from doing visuals? Were y'all ever like, man, we need to shoot money? That was it. That's it.
Yeah, bro. Because you gotta think, like, I started writing rhymes probably. Well, I wrote my first rap, man, in 1991.
Okay.
I was in second grade. And I started like writing poems and started writing raps like again. Probably 8th or 9th grade, but I didn't really let anybody hear it. And then I started carrying a little silver tape recorder around, and just saying a few lines, saying little cool shit that I thought,
right.
Sort of like a journal. But I kept a little tape recorder with a little mini tape cassettes. And so I used to have that on me, and I did a combination of like saying stuff, and then I go back and transcribe to write it in books, and then build it into a verse. And when I got to the end of the page,
okay,
I just figured out a way to make it, fit over a verse that I had recorded from the radio. So I didn't know how to count bars, but I learned how to measure verses from recording songs off the radio on tape cassettes. And I would rap in between the choruses, and I knew how long a verse needed to be. I didn't know I was counting bars. I didn't know it was called that, but that's what I was doing. So Rock Baby was actually the one that showed me how to count and put a count to it. I just had like a sense of the timing. I didn't know that was what it was called. I had the magic. I ain't had the science. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Rock Baby kind of showed you how to kind of maneuver as far as bars go.
Yeah, he told me, he was like, this is how you do your lines. You know what I'm saying? The way you keep it organized on a paper. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, you write this line, you write that second line. Usually that's gonna be a bar. You rapping on a beat, this kind of tempo. And he was like, you can put a space in between them, so if you need to make any changes, you can scribble something out, put a word under there, scribble this, put a word over it or whatever, and you can write your little numbers to the side or make a slash or whatever. You know what I mean? Just to where it's easy to read when you get to the mic in case you need a crutch or a safety net, basically.
Yeah, shout out to Rock Baby, man, for real.
Yeah, and Shag was the one that showed him, and I think Spin showed all of them. So the game has definitely been shared and passed along. The original HLV members had a heavy influence on me, man, because I started recording with Tedrick Parks. That was the first. He put me on the first songs, first 12, 15 songs I ever recorded was over there at Ted Parks and Keisha Govan apartment there in Kingswood, man.
Okay.
And I was working with Turtlehead. Shouts out to Marco.
Yeah.
Day ones, man. Go back to Ewers Park.
Mm-hmm.
Strickland. I think he went over to Calhoun. You know what I mean? But we linked back up. Baines came over there. I think we worked on one song during that time, and then I think they moved across town after that. And then I started
Oh wow.
I recorded. Rock Baby was the one that took me over there to that apartment, man. We were providing sounds for Kinfolk's Club over there by Morris and Millen across from RJ's, I believe. And so we were basically like the DJs, but neither one of us was was a DJ.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
had a black book of CDs, man, like 200 of them. And you know, Rock was in there. Everybody in the neighborhood knew him. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if they had like a microphone in a little DJ booth or not. I don't even remember. The sound setup was a little iffy, I think. But Brick had just opened up the spot. So he was working on getting it, you know, upgraded and everything like this. This was in the early stages. And so we're providing the sounds. And I'm just, you know, kind of sitting there meeting everybody or whatever. It was a slow night. And he was like, man, let's go to... So, shit, we went over there. And we dropped the freestyle over like I think it was a Redman Method Man beat.
Okay.
Rockwaller beat from that Blackout album.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Rock jumped it off. He was freestyling. And I'll tell you who else was on that. YG, VIP YG. I think he got a smash song right now in the strip clubs. I can't think of the name of it, man. I wish I could remember it. But shouts out to VIP YG, man.
Yeah, shout out to bro. Shout out to him.
Big time. I think he was like a big he was like a go DJ MC. I forget which clique affiliation, man, but he was doing this thing around UNT with Black Pearl party promotions back in the day, and then just kept it going in the Dallas nightclub scene, man. But you know, his granny Miss Gert from Willow Creek.
Yeah.
So he got dent in ties, man. He was around way back then. And I think I was 18, so he might have been 16, 17. He was having a birthday party, man. And that's why we were at the same spot at the same time. So we go over to the studio, we record the freestyle or whatever.
Right.
And then the next couple of days, I think I hit up Brick, you know, individually and went over there. And Shag happened to be there. And I was just chopping up game with him, you know, telling him about what I knew and what I had heard, because I had Shag's CD and I had Brick's CD. Matter of fact, I met Shag outside of Kinfolk's, and I had a burnt copy of his album, his bootleg Heated album. He didn't really put it out. He pressed up like 25 copies or something. I came across a burn copy from Ted. He gave it to me. And so when I seen Shag, I pulled up on him. I was like, say, bro, here's a 10 spot. I had somebody burn your CD for me, but you should be paid for this shit. This should go hard. And he looked at me crazy. He was like, man, what the fuck? He's like, man, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't care about that CD. He was also at the time. He was like, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he still took the 10. But I was like, nah, for real, man, take it. And he was like, shit, all right. You know? And he was like, so who is you? Like, what's your story? And I played him some of the songs from what I had recorded over at Ted's. And he was like, that's pretty cool, man. You should come through. You know, like.
Hey Rick, were you nervous, bro? How were you feeling like when bro was like, man, play me some shit? Were you nervous, or you was like, man, you were like, hell yeah, I'm finna play this shit?
It was more like I just took the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, to try to give him my elevator pitch, basically. Because he really didn't ask to hear nothing, but he was like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't recognize me from the hood. Like, I'm from the north side of Denton, bro. Like, Denton North, Kingswood.
Yeah, no.
Garden View, Fall Meadow, that's stomping ground, bro.
Yeah.
But, like, Southeast has always been where, you know, a lot of my schoolmates and stuff that I met from Strickland were from, you know.
Okay.
And a lot of them went to Woodrow Wilson, which was my grandma's neighborhood. So they were busing across town to come to Woodrow Wilson. So just kids from the neighborhood that I was playing with, I was always hearing about Meathead, Tricky B, Weasel, you know, Cass, and all the different kids that was bussed over to Woodrow Wilson Elementary. So I kind of knew who some of these dudes were from DYFA, from
yeah,
just, you know,
trying
to figure out who's the